bloodthirsty jaws, claws sharp as blades. The roar of ancient predators and the silent terror of the hunted. This isn't some nightmare. These are the world's most dangerous animals, and their stories are terrifyingly real. Get ready for a journey back in time, where monstrous creatures roamed the earth, giant predators ruled the seas, and deadly reptiles stalked the skies. These extinct beasts would make your blood run cold, and you'll be thankful they are no longer lurking in the shadows. First on our list is the megalodon, nicknamed Meg. Meg was a huge shark that lived long ago and was the scariest predator ever. It was as long as 60 feet and weighed more than 50 tons. It ruled the oceans for about 13 million years, hunting whales, dolphins, and seals. Sadly, it disappeared around 3.6 million years ago. Scientists found the first megalodon fossils from 20 million years ago. They think it lived for so long because it was really good at hunting. But when the Earth got colder, during a time called the Pliocene, many big sea animals, like turtles and birds, also disappeared. This made it hard for Megalodon to find food. Because of the cooling Earth, Megalodon's warm ocean home got smaller, and its food moved away. Megalodon was not just the biggest shark ever, but also one of the biggest fish ever. Next we have the Tyrannosaurus rex, or T-Rex, a huge and dangerous hunter that lived a long time ago during the late Cretaceous period. It was really big, weighing as much as 6.8 metric tons and measuring 12 meters long. With its big size, fast speed, and super strong bite, it ruled over everything around it. The T-Rex had a head made for crushing things, with a bite that could squish things with up to 6 tons of pressure. It had 60 teeth shaped like knives, each about 8 inches long, perfect for tearing into food. To keep itself from getting too hot, it had vents in its head like alligators do. In January 2020, a study said that Nanotyrannus fossils were probably young T-Rexes, which means T-Rexes could slow down their growth when food was hard to find. Even though T-Rex was a big boss, it got wiped out 66 million years ago by a huge disaster when a space rock hit the Earth, ending the Cretaceous period. And that brings us to the Smilodon, also known as the saber-toothed tiger, was a large cat that lived in North and South America a long time ago during the Pleistocene era. It had big sharp teeth and a strong jaw to catch big animals like horses, bison, and even mammoths. Even though it's called a tiger, it wasn't related to modern tigers or cats. Because of its size and hunting skills, it was one of the scariest predators back then. Sadly, Smilodon disappeared about 10,000 years ago. These saber-toothed cats lived a really long time ago, from about 56 million to 11,700 years ago. Some early ones, like Hoplophonus and Dinictis, lived from about 37 million to 7 million years ago. The more famous ones, like Smilodon, Homotherium, and Meganteron, lived from about 12 million to less than 10,000 years ago. They were found in North America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and South America at different times in history. Now let's move forward to the Teratornis, a huge bird that lived a long time ago in the Americas during a period called the Pleistocene. It had wings as wide as 20 feet and was really good at hunting big animals. Sadly, it disappeared about 10,000 years ago. The most famous kind of Teratornis is called Teratornis merriami. About 100 of them have been found, mostly in a place called the La Brea tar pits. They were about 30 inches tall, had wings that stretched 11.5 to 12.5 feet wide, and weighed around 28 to 33 pounds. That's about 1/3 bigger than condors today. They vanished at the end of the Pleistocene about 10,000 years ago. People used to think they were like vultures, but now they think they might be more like storks. Another kind of Teratornis, called Teratornis woodburnensis, was discovered in 1999 in Oregon. It had wings over 14 feet wide and lived around 12,000 years ago, hanging out with mammoths, mastodons, and early humans. Brace yourself for the next. The Quetzalcoatlus was a huge flying reptile from a long time ago during the late Cretaceous period. It had wings that stretched 10 to 11 meters wide, making it one of the biggest animals ever to fly. With its long neck, it could reach food others couldn't, and its giant wings helped it travel far without using too much energy. Sadly, the Quetzalcoatlus disappeared about 65 million years ago. There were two types of Quetzalcoatlus: Q. northropi, thought to be the largest flying animal ever, and Q. lawsoni, a bit smaller but still amazing. Q. northropi stood about 16 feet tall with wings up to 36 feet wide, while Q. lawsoni had wings 15 to 20 feet wide. Unlike birds today, Quetzalcoatlus didn't have feathers but was covered in hair. It had a long neck and a big crested head. Next we have the Dunkleosteus, a giant armored fish from the Devonian period over 360 million years ago. This fierce predator was more than 8 meters long and had incredibly strong jaws that could crush shells and bones. It was the largest vertebrate of its time and ruled the seas as the top predator. Dunkleosteus looked like a powerful brute with a streamlined, shark-like body and an armored head. Instead of teeth, it had two long bony blades that could snap and crush almost anything. Its dark back and silvery belly made it blend in with its surroundings. This fish wasn't picky about its food, eating fish, sharks, and even other Dunkleosteus. Its fossils often show signs of indigestion, with semi-digested remains of fish nearby. Speedy, powerful, and always hungry, Dunkleosteus was a creature to avoid 360 million years ago. It may have also been one of the first animals to require mating pairs. Let's dive onto the next animal. The Titanoboa was a colossal snake that prowled South America around 60 million years ago during the Paleocene era. It holds the record as the largest snake ever known, stretching up to 50 feet long and weighing over 2,500 pounds. This formidable predator likely shared ancestry with today's anacondas and boas. Paleontologists uncovered numerous Titanoboa fossils, mainly consisting of backbone and ribs, aiding in size estimations. An average Titanoboa measured about 42 feet long and weighed approximately 1.25 tons, dwarfing modern snakes. Initial discoveries were made in Colombia's Querajón coal mine in 2009, revealing around 30 individuals, mostly adults, indicating their substantial presence. Titanoboa reigned as a dominant predator, instilling fear in its ancient environment. But wait, there is more. The Sarcosuchus, a giant prehistoric relative of the crocodile that lived about 112 million years ago. This enormous reptile could grow up to 40 feet long, weigh up to 8 tons, and had razor-sharp teeth. With its massive size and powerful bite force, estimated at 9 tons, Sarcosuchus was a fearsome predator. Its bite was even stronger than that of a T-Rex. Nicknamed the King Croc, Sarcosuchus could take down large animals, possibly even dragging dinosaurs into the water. It had a huge head, about the size of a man, and was incredibly adaptable, making it a top predator of its time. Despite its dominance, Sarcosuchus went extinct around 10 million years ago. The discovery of Sarcosuchus fossils has shown just how formidable this creature was, making it one of the most dangerous animals that once roamed the earth. Last but not least, we have the Helicoprion, a fierce predator that lived from the early Permian to the early Triassic periods. Its name means spiral saw in Greek, and it had a unique jaw shaped like a spiral, filled with hundreds of teeth. These teeth could reach up to 3 meters long. Fossils of Helicoprion have been found in America, Australia, Asia, and Europe, showing it lived all over the world during its time. This creature was similar to a shark and appeared about 280 million years ago. It survived a major extinction event and lived until about 230 million years ago. The only fossils we have are its teeth, which were arranged in a spiral like a circular saw. The spiral was in its lower jaw, with older, smaller teeth in the center and newer, larger teeth on the outside. Some scientists think the helicoprion could grow up to 10 to 15 feet long. This predator is definitely one we're lucky to have extinct. We've explored the terrifying creatures that once roamed our planet. From the massive megalodon to the fierce T-Rex and the giant titanoboa, these predators were the stuff of nightmares. Thankfully, these dangerous animals are long extinct, and we only know them through fossils and research. We should be relieved that these creatures are no longer around to threaten us today.